Oh, there we are.
Nothing.
What happened?
Volume.
I did. I don't know why it did that. Okay. There we go. Oh,
Your
that's
volume is still up.
no, that's because they came over on the recording. Hold on, I've got the mute. Be good if I muted. Volume was down, but I didn't mute. Hey. 21. See, that was a notification. See, 37. Oh my dogs. Oh, watching with you, Doc Mom, James Kerr. Morning, Audrey. Good morning, Ellen. 40. Morning, Ruth.
What's that old song, Come Saturday Morning?
I don't know.
An old song called Come Saturday Morning.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Ellen. Oh, there's no rest for the weary. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Pat. We're at 69. Peekaboo. Hi, Robin. Morning, Sherry. Morning, Carl. What happened? Where'd Marianne go? Morning, Bernadette.
She's wearing her silvery eye shades.
That's right. Sparkly. Sparkly.
Yes, sparkling.
Hi, Elise. Come on. Let me get your. So usually my cat gets her. Wow. Come on. Oh, say. Yeah, we go. My new baby. Maybe she's got to get her photo op in. Oh, yeah. Morning, Ellen. Another Ellen. Morning. Happy Saturday. I'm going away with my friend song.
Yes.
There you go. Yes, Renee, one blue eye. Good morning, Francis.
Thank you to whoever got that. Otherwise, that would
That was Judy LaPook.
stuck in my head all day. Thank you, Judy.
Linda says, hi, puppy.
If that's a puppy, I hate to think how big it would be as a full-grown dog.
They say she's going to get up to like 58.
Jeez.
She is a Catahoula rescue. Yep.
Never heard of that.
Louisiana bred. They miss hi Bruce. She's almost 6 months. She's got really long legs. They were
So she is a baby.
yeah. They were bred to sniff round up wild boar and other animals. They're herding dogs, they're work dogs. So
Okay.
they originally said she was an Australian Shepherd Hound. And when we brought it to the vet, there was a UPS guy who was from down south, and he said, oh no, she's a Catahoula. And then when I took it to the vet, they said, yeah, no. So, and she came from the same rescue I got my other dog from.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, is all right. So there she is. Oh, wait.
Yeah, there she is.
I was just
Need more
about to
coffee.
say. Oh, I know. All right, we're at 189. I was just going to start saying.
Oh,
I needed more juice, so sorry.
That's it.
I needed octane. Might as well just start an espresso IV at this point.
I know. Listen, right in my neck, right in my jugular. Good. Hi from Florida.
Yeah. Just mainline it.
204. Start that.
I'm showing 202, so that's really strange.
Oh, I got 204.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, July 15th at 10:20. And so we're gonna give you a little bit of an update and take some of your questions and see. Hopefully you don't have many questions. That would be good because at least that way we know we've been doing our work and educating all of you. Diane says, how was your trip home? It seems as if now the last 2 weeks I keep getting stuck on the runway for 2 or 3 hours, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think New York is trying to tell me don't leave.
That's right. You're stuck here.
Don't leave. I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. But let's see. I want you to keep doing your calls to city council. No new persons have signed on to our intro 1099. If you're on other social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, start tagging council persons when you're doing your posts. If you're going to mention them first, the @ sign and then their name, make sure you put a period first. Otherwise, it won't hit them. It'll just be on your page. So I'll say that again. When you try to put a word like dear at, like I did this morning, Councilman Dinowitz, who's accusing me of lying about something I have no idea why, rather than just like call me and say that, rather than tell other people he thinks I'm lying about something, maybe just ask me, are you lying about this? That would be really great. So dear at council person's name, and then post, please sign on to intro 1099. You said you'd support retirees, and where do you stand? I mean, and that way your post goes to them too. Post a comment on anything they post. That way everybody else on their page sees it. That's the way to put some positive pressure. Always stay polite, respectful. Little snarky is okay. But yeah. Good morning, Rosemary. I know I owe you a phone call. But I was just telling Michelle a few minutes ago, I have like 53 text messages. I don't even want to tell you. I have 40 more voicemails. I've just not gotten to it. So continue those calls, the emails to council all weekend, do the calls on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every day we are going to keep calling them like we did in the beginning of this campaign. Call them, email them on a daily basis to move them over. Next week, we will probably start pushing city council, civil service and labor committee, because we want to push this to a hearing and get it on the floor. That way it can be heard, and that would just mean more visits to the council. I know some of you might be getting tired about going there, but absolutely, we don't have a choice. As we are now in the midst of this war, this is when we need to stay more in the spotlight. And if you saw what happened Thursday, the cameras and the press that were there was pretty powerful. They're not going to come every time, but clearly, yes, Thursday's event was largely attended. I think that was probably the largest press attendance that we'd ever had. Can you put a comment that we can add to the council members' pages? Then we can just, yes, but I would prefer, Christine, that your comments be in your own words, because if they see a dozen tweets of the same messaging, it really should be unique from each of you. So I could put up something and then like on TweetDeck and then just have you copy it. And I'll post that link. I can go back to doing that. But do their Facebook, do their Instagram, do their Twitter. That's really where they are. And if you aren't on Threads yet, we also just got onto Threads as well. Threads is Facebook's version or Meta's version of Twitter. I guess they're starting their war with the Twitter platform. So
yeah.
So I'm thinking we have too many. We have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. It's like we're gonna need to probably get something that when we make one tweet, one post, it goes out to all of them, because having to do this in like 6 different places is getting really prohibitive.
I can't keep up.
There's got to be a platform that allows you to do it once and it sends it everywhere. I mean, even if we had to pay for it, but this is a lot now.
Christine Marie says, send all your platform links, please. I'll get the word out to my in-service friends.
Okay.
It's possible to connect accounts. Okay.
Yep, I know it is. I just got to find the right platform to do it.
Right, she said send them. She said she'll, sounds like she's knows somebody.
No, there's different platforms that you
Right.
connect all of your social medias to, and you make it once, and it just blasts it to all of them. Like Hootsuite used to do that. I think they still do that. I don't know what I don't know if there's others, but yes, I know about Instagram and Meta. I do that too.
Thank you, Annette, for donating to this great cause. Thank you, everybody, for donating.
Absolutely.
And if you go to our website, our nycretirees.org, our social media link should be there. I just have to get Joe the threads because I just did that last week.
Oh, Janice said, did you want to do something about CBS?
I would need to get their phone number and email and do a campaign to get them to do a sit down with us. Sophia Brand, you need to message Carol at treasurer@nycretirees.org if you want her to confirm something, please. So treasurer@nycretirees.org. So the next thing, some of you have messaged to Michelle that you're having some trouble with Zelle. Remember, Zelle is supposed to be a friend-to-friend cash sharing platform. It was not meant to be a business platform. And so they do put limitations on Zelle. And I know TD Bank is one of the biggest problems with that, and they'll slow down or stop donations. So if you're having that struggle, please use another platform. Use PayPal, use Venmo, or write a check. It's as simple as that. But Zelle was never meant to be a business platform, sadly. And I don't see them changing anytime soon. So I'm sorry if they're having trouble that way, but
or you can wait a while and try it again with Zelle.
Right.
It goes
like the
in
next
and
day.
out.
Sophia Brand, thank you for that generous donation. We received it. Thank you very much. She did it via Zelle.
Okay. And then what's my next note? There's some of you, Michelle had said, we're messaging about there being something new on the docket. There is nothing new on the docket. The only thing that they did was they just finalized the processing of the judge's decision from last week. Yes, Janice, we are now making law publications. It's not the first time we've made Law 360. We've been on there a couple times before, but we are, I think, picking up a little bit more steam. I know a lot of us were frustrated that we weren't getting media attention, and I think we actually are now. We were we had several cameras there Thursday. There was, in the last two rallies, it was like CBS, Channel 11, Channel 1, Fox News, several different media outlets. You helped us with some of ours, yes, so thank you to you for that. And getting into like Rockaway Wave, we were in the Brooklyn local paper. We were in Queens Chronicle. There was just there were a few Politico this week.
Right, Politico, the Amsterdam News, right? Didn't you make up?
Amsterdam News, that was a really great front page. We were the retiree revolt. So yes, it's picking up. So let's hope we could keep that momentum.
Work bites. Oh yeah, we were like all over.
So that's going great.
Is there anything else on your list?
No, I don't think I had anything else. I'm looking to see if there's any
Yeah, no,
questions.
Oh, Janice.
Janice, you could do whatever local press you want that'll listen. I'm very frustrated with News 12, so I don't want you to be racking your brains out. We've invited them multiple times and they just don't come. So
For those of you who don't live in the New York area, please feel free to reach out to press in your local area. For instance, if you're in Century Village in Florida, there are local newspapers just for Century Village residents, and we have a lot of people there. No reason they can't write about us.
Yeah, Shelley, so New York City Council overrode Mayor Adams' veto of housing bills. Some Medicare eligible public service employees might be part of that group affected by housing bills. It might be good to let City Council know. We actually have been saying that, and they don't seem to understand. There are active in-service workers in DC 37 living in homeless shelters. I kid you not.
Yeah.
So if there are active in-service workers living in homeless shelters and have low incomes, are you not thinking that the same thing is there about retirees? It's the same situation. And we make less than the in-service workers today. But it's just not something that they want to face, I guess, or admit or look at, you know, and there's something that you don't want to acknowledge, you just don't face it. No appeal yet from the city, Eileen. I just don't get why the city is so afraid to co-sponsor our bill. Didn't they read the TRO? My blood is boiling. Well, and then you've got some council persons that are saying, well, just let them fight it in court. You know, that's disturbing to me because you can't say you have our backs when you're telling us to go fix the problem by yourself. That's not a solution either, especially when the court is acknowledging that bad things will happen, which is the threshold of, there are 3 thresholds in order to get a preliminary injunction, and they're not easy. We met all 3. And so the judge saying that those bad things would happen has to tell you that the council should be paying attention. But I will tell you, when we went in, Michelle and I went into the city council chambers to go listen to that next meeting after our rally, I spoke to Kevin Riley, Tiffany Caban, and I think Carlina Rivera. And all 3 of them, oh, and if anyone is in Mercedes Narcissus district, man, she ran away from me and she ran fast. Right? We were like, where did she go?
That
She was like
is an
flash.
understatement, and she was like duck and weave. I don't know where she went.
And then Gail Brewer, the same thing. She couldn't run fast enough to get into the elevator, and I just jumped on the elevator with her. I didn't no idea where the hell I was going. But that's what we did. And those 3 council persons still had the audacity to tell us they haven't read the bill. So I think what we need to do, Michelle and Carol, is I think we need to put the bill on a gigantic piece of poster board and get one of their constituents to deliver it to their office. You know, like those big birthday cards that you see like in the store, it's like this 3-foot card. We need to get a 3-foot poster board of our bill delivered to all of their damn offices.
I mean, they should be embarrassed being.
They haven't read a 2-sentence bill
on the chart that you did with all the faces, because to put the face and the name together, it should be embarrassing for them.
I know, hold on.
It's very low tech, but it's great. There we go.
My M&M.
They should all be moving over to the M&M side.
I have another M&M too.
Oh, okay.
They actually greet my door.
Okay.
No, you can't have M&Ms.
They should speak for yourself. They should be embarrassed
I know.
being on that side. Their faces there. Come on, it's not just their name, it's their face. Come on, council members, do the right thing. And remember, what do old people do? Old people vote.
Right.
I liked that idea. I mean, it was a pain in the butt to have to cut out 51 heads, but it also helps understand, is when we're talking to them or who I see them, or especially if I see them on the street, who we're talking to, or maybe we haven't had a one-on-one meeting because they've refused to meet with us, but at least that way I know who they are and I could go up and say something, or,
Right. They can be identified.
and it helps you guys put a face, a name to the face, because we talk about their names, but no one really sees their faces. But at least I think this was super helpful to do it that way.
Right.
Maria Guido, need to speak or email Mary on paying union dues. I don't understand what that means. What can I do that hasn't been done already to get Borelli to come on board? I'd say get a whole group of your friends and go to his office.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people, a couple of people that call me, they were going to Amanda Farias's office, talking to them. Keep it up.
Janice Weiss, what about Brennan, who writes to people that he's in favor of us? So Janice, I'm working on that. That's one of my projects this weekend, but I do need some brain downtime. But I know we did get a few people that did send back emails and photos. Yes. Michelle and I got to coordinate on that, get all of those together. We want to make one big long document or multiple snapshots of it. If you have some of those, just shoot them to me. If you have them in JPEGs, perfectly. If not, I'll make them into a JPEG. But I want to start putting them up on Twitter and Instagram, because he's still doing fundraising for his campaign. And is he with us or is he not with us? That's really what he needs to say. He can't say he has your back and do the fist bump and not have your back. Where do you stand?
Right.
You'll see my tweets with him today. I mean, I woke up this morning to him seeing his posts about how he stands with the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA, and he used to be SAG-AFTRA union. If you're union, then there's no reason why you shouldn't support retired union. We're retired union. Most of us are retired union. Where do you stand? So don't say you're with union when you're not with union. Do you know how many retirees are in each state? If yes, you can distribute. If not, you can. No, James, there's really no way for us to know that. I had problems using TD, but TD, like I said, is one of the worst offenders.
Yeah. Oh, and just on a note on Zelle, okay? I know a lot of people are putting in the full name with the email address, okay? No, you have to go into, when you're on your app on the phone and you go into business, you start typing in New York City or
NYC.
Right, NYC, ORG, and then you do organization of, and you'll do RETIR, because our name is so long. That's the amount of letters that fit, and then it'll pop up, and then you hit yes, and then you'll see our full name address at gmail.com. Then you're going to hit yes to accept. And then it'll say, do you want to send money to this organization? Because I get a lot of, oh, it doesn't fit, it's not working. So it is the name. It's just, you don't just enter it with the.
Just copy the email the proper way and use the correct email address.
Right. You just gotta, physically type it in.
Ruth Gerson Solomon, I keep calling Keith Powers' office. They keep saying they hadn't seen Intro 1099. Now they finally admit he saw it and he can't support it because our bill would be an unfunded mandate. He also said, why would you change a law we are likely to win with? Okay, so first of all, you tell him, anyone from his office or anyone from any office that says this to you, he can't support it because it would be an unfunded mandate. That's a lie. 12-126 says the city will pay the full cost of health insurance up to the HIP HMO for every employee, retiree, and their dependent. Guess what? Our health plans are under the HIP HMO. It has to be funded. It's been funded for 57 years. Nothing changed to change the funding. Make sure you tell him that. The law right now states the city will pay. That's your answer to that one. Why would you change a law we are likely to win with? Because you're still a gamble. whether we win it or we don't win it. They're still kind of, every time we've won a court case, the mayor has gone around the judge's decision.
Yep.
I'm not willing to take that chance. Codify it in law.
So then it cannot happen again in the future.
Tell him he could either be dealing with us for the next 5 years, or he can fix this now. We're retired. We got plenty of time on our hands. Isn't that what city and state said? What do you call a bunch of retired city workers with plenty of times on their hands? The mayor's worst nightmare?
Yep.
Welcome to our world. Ticket their offices with postcards. That's a good idea, James. If you can't acknowledge the problem, then it doesn't exist, right? New York City Council, take your heads out of the sand. I know.
Alrighty.
Politicians are never embarrassed unless they get caught in something. Well, that's kind of like this whole, I mean, there's a lot of issues around the mayor right now with all this straw funding and these campaign finance issues. And one of the guys that they arrested formerly, or had turned himself in, was Dwayne Montgomery, formerly a NYPD inspector, I believe, who also happens to be the integrity officer for Local 237, DC 37.
You can't make this up.
Greg Floyd's union. So yeah.
He's on the MLC board. You go figure.
You know, the mayor and Mulgrew, Garrido, the whole phalanx of them could really just say, you know what? We're not going to keep pursuing this because we're costing taxpayers money for defending it, and we could be using the money for something
Right,
else.
but they're wrong. It's not like they're even correct. You know, it's nonsense. Call Mulligan.
Rent a flyover as you see at Jones Beach with a tail message. City and state yesterday pointed out that council members on our side span the entire political spectrum. City and state is giving us a lot of coverage. Congrats, Mary and Michelle and everyone. I was actually kind of surprised about that, but yeah. And knowing that the father that owned, I guess the father that owns that paper is Jonah Allen's father, who Jonah Allen is the spokesperson for the mayor. Interesting connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea to deliver a poster board to the council member's office. So Christine, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what it costs. Maybe take our legislation. Let me make a note of that. Let's poster size bill. Let me see if we post our if our legislation is posted on our website, and see what we could do to get them made or whatever onto the city council, onto the website that you can print out and put on a piece of poster board and deliver it to the office. I can deliver a card to Tiffany Caban. I've gotten no responses to my calls or emails. You're not alone. I called there last week, and then I literally confronted her in the city council after the stated, when they were coming outside. And that's where I bumped into Kevin Riley, who ironically was wearing very similar sneakers to mine.
Silver sneakers?
Yes.
Glitter that were sparkly with rhinestones.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were glittery.
Yeah. And even city council's tweets of the week posted that him and Tiffany Caban had shoes that were quite fly. So I said, well, I guess I must be quite fly too, because my sneakers are sparkly just like Kevin's.
Screw.
Borelli was very angry when I said retirees have long memories. That's okay. He'll get used to it. Now we have Mr. Borelli and Mr. Dinowitz allegedly accusing me of lying about something. Who the hell knows what that is, but I'm sure we'll ask. but
course.
I think Mr. Borelli probably needs a few visits, as does Mr. Dinowitz. Please put posters and info all over Jim's. It's not about that. We've actually, Len and Len were going around putting up flyers everywhere, but I think delivering to each of those council members' offices a gigantic piece of poster board with our legislation on it. That way they can't say they haven't seen it, would be great.
Of course.
Would be great. Go to like Staples has like a piece of oak tag that would probably be like
Yeah.
3 foot by 3 foot. And then
Yeah,
just
I think oat tag is, right, is cheap.
and then just print up a copy of the bill and put it on there. I was banned from the official UFT retirees Facebook page because of posts I tried to make and comments I made on posts. They ban anyone who doesn't go along with Mo Group. I know you're not
Mhm.
alone. There's probably a whole group of people, like thousands of yous, that have tried to get on that page or got kicked off that page. Yes, Gloria, I still remember when Mayor Adams was running and promised to oppose forcing retirees into Medicare Advantage. I voted for him for that reason. I actually have that as a pinned tweet on my Twitter to remind him, because that's exactly what he did. He called it a bait and switch. But then clearly he became the mayor and he flip-flopped.
He took the bait and he switched.
Next 5 years, Marianne, please don't die.
I know, listen, I don't think I could afford enough hair dye, okay? Or I would make my hairstylist really, really rich, okay?
I think we should compare this to a Charles Dickens plot, not Oliver Twist or David Copperfield, but Bleak House, which is centered around a fictional lawsuit that runs for years. Jarndyce versus Jarndyce, not real, but based on real cases. Does our bill ever expire? No.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna have to, is there any other questions? Because I'm gonna have to bid adieu. I'm
You
gonna be late.
you can drop off. There's still a whole bunch in here I haven't even gotten through yet.
Alrighty, well, I'm
Enjoy
gonna,
your day.
well, yeah,
Have fun.
yeah. I want to just thank everybody. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Thank you to the moderators, because, you
Our
know,
moderators are
are the,
astounding.
they
They're
are.
great.
So I have things to take care of because, you know, not only do I do this organization, I do Sea Scouts with the Boy Scouts. Oops, sorry, honey. So I have to run. I have to take a swim test and then handle some stuff there. So again, you guys rock. Peace out. All right, I gotta run. I have an
Have
hour.
fun.
To go. Yes. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
At the next rally, invite the city council and tell them there will be swag bags for them, but that's the only way you'll get out. Can the email message and names be updated? The email message and names is updated. We updated that, I think, on Friday. A recent newsletter from the TRS, Teachers Retirement System, showing number of retirees in New York. Maybe it's showing number of retirees in New York and areas in other states. Majority still live in New York. Unfortunately, I threw it out. I'm sure each of the unions have these statistics, how to get them. I have no idea, Carol. I sent a certified return receipt letter with our bill to those councilmen. Gerald, did you send it to all 51? Oh my gosh. Renee Belzile, please email treasurer@nycretirees.org. We cannot answer those questions here all the time. You've got to email them, email Carol to ask if your donation's received. And you'll know it was received because it's coming out of your
Out
bank.
of your bank, just look at your own bank statement. If yours shows negative, Ours shows positive.
If only that straw donor plot touched the mayor, which it doesn't yet. And he were removed or had to step down. The public advocate, Jamani Williams, would succeed him, and Williams is with us. That's interesting. I didn't think about that, but it is getting closer, I have to tell you. Who knows? Do the retired city council people receive the shitty benefits they want to give us? Yes. But my only theory here is that they don't plan on staying in the city council. They plan on moving on to bigger jobs like the state. And then again, they would get state benefits, not city benefits, and then it wouldn't affect them.
But they still have to meet the criteria for number of years of service.
Right, but it could be merged. They could take their city time and merge into their
Correct.
state time. I had
Correct.
done that as well. I rolled my state time into the city time. Like, for example, Tony Avella, Tony's running in the same district in Queens against Vicky Palladino on the Democratic ticket. He retired as a state employee. He is on state benefits, not city benefits. Gave up on Julie Menon after 5 calls, speaking to 2 aides, willing to go to her office with the group. So anyone who's in Julie Menon's district, reach out to Anne, create a little posse and go there. Hey, Anne, you got Carol. Carol's in Julie's district.
Yeah.
Go get a gigantic poster board, make your bill and go, or make a bunch of postcards and go to her office with a group of people. You've already got one. So it's Anne and Carol. Who else is in
I've
Julie's
been
district?
there and I've done that, and I've cornered her on the street because I know what she looks like and I get zilch from her.
Well, she probably needs to see a group of you. Copy payment from TRS. It shows my deductible. And it specifies union $793 a month. Maria, I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me. Yeah, you could use the term ageist. I always say it's elder abuse. You could say ageist. That's good too. It's, that might make them feel a little uncomfortable.
Especially some of the council members who take good care of their own elderly parents. Father provides good care for him. Well, everybody doesn't have that money, council members.
A friend told me that a woman named Merritt Claude is in our group and is in Dinowitz's district. Yes, she is, Marcia. Yes, Merritt is, and she's very outspoken. She's been at our hearings, and she's been to our events, and she writes emails. She's also a DC 37 retiree. She was on the meeting the other day. Yes, very good advocate. Well, and so when you guys start hearing the city's response, right? So Kathleen Hunt says, I was excited to see the CBS showing at our rally, but then it was disappointing to see the city's response. So I actually made a post on that. The city's response was something like, it would be to the city's detriment. Let me see if I could pull up. I took a screenshot of it. They said further delay in implementing it will only cause greater uncertainty for our retirees and have a detrimental impact in our city's budget. What you need to start doing when they say stuff like that is, no, further delay will actually give us peace of mind, which is what I tweeted, and will have a detrimental impact on our city's budget. No, because you have been paying this as required statutorily for 57 years. There is no detriment. Stop lying. Just keep calling it out. Don't stop. Just every time they lie and put out a stupid saying like that, just keep calling it out. Remind them, your health plans cost $200. The active workers plans cost between $925 and $300 a month. You are the cheapest cost to the city. There is no detriment. The only detriment is them lying and not being fact-checked by the media. Helene Weller, you can still do work even though you live in Florida. Those calls and those emails still can be made from any corner of this country.
And to reiterate what I said earlier, contact if you're in a community like the Villages or Century Village or something in Tamarack, I don't know where you live, Kings Point, contact the media that covers them, not only the big newspapers, but also the small community newspapers, because you got a lot of retirees all over Florida. That's for sure. Try to get the big newspapers.
So there's a couple comments about Tony Avella being supported by the UFT. You're absolutely 100% correct. We don't have a next court date, Ray. Nothing's been scheduled
Yet.
I think if we can interview a frail retiree in a long-term care facility that would be thrown out if they don't keep Medicare, a real face on the crisis might help. Well, if you know anyone, Fran, let me know. You know, we're not afraid to do interviews. Well, I'll tell you, Marcia, she says journalists have to call the other side for a comment. And if they can't reach them by press time, they have to say, we reached out to the city hall and whatever, and they've had no immediate comment. So yes, we totally get it. The city has to have a side, but they don't always reach out to us for our side either. Just saying.
I'm going to sneak in here a second and say that please keep the donations coming. As you might well imagine, we have legal bills that are not cheap, but you get what you pay for. We've got great lawyers and we got to pay them. So if you've been sending one amount, up it a little bit. If you've got friends, and I'm putting that in quotes, who you know are on our sites getting information from us, both in a global sense, and in some cases, they even ask questions specific to them and their situation, and they get answers. And I can tell you that sometimes I know that some of those people have contributed zero, and yet they're not the people living in the homeless shelters. Let me put it that way. If you're on our page and you're sucking up our information, spit some money out.
Paula, I was appalled at the one-sided report by CBS only presenting a comment by the city. I sent in a complaint for more balanced coverage and reporting. Well, thanks for doing that, Paula. They'll say it wasn't one-sided because they were actually at our event, but of course they reported what they wanted to report without actually speaking to myself. And then they spoke to other retirees who talked about more emotion than they did any factual substance, which also becomes a problem. That the messaging isn't tight because of that, but they'll say that because they did that it wasn't one-sided. And cousin Lisa, yes. What the hell is going on with Justin Brown? And he doesn't even respond to my messages anymore after he tried to promote the Aetna disadvantage plan. Oh my, oof, oh my gosh. I could not believe he's been writing that. I mean, what a slimeball thing to do. So yes, Jeanette, I'm actually trying to put those posts together. That's one of the things, a million things I have on my list to do is get those messages together, to put those images of those screenshots. I will be taking your last names off and your emails off, but showing that they are real messages. That he's just, that's just a slimeball thing to do, is to advocate for an insurance company in the same email while saying that today he's even posting, you know, about greedy big business, and it's, don't get me started. It's frustrating. I feel your frustration. Trust me, I do. I feel it. Marcia says, this is very true. The media doesn't always reach out to you because our group is not an established institution like a union or city hall, but now you're helping us become one with the media, and that's quite an accomplishment. Deb, Graham, if you know someone in that situation, yes, that'd be helpful if someone could say something like that, or they know someone that is like us that's there, that would be wonderful. Yes, some unions are contributing. We are working on putting a supporters page, and the supporters would be elected officials or organizations that have come out to support us. So what I would like to do is, if you received letters, not from city council, you received a letter from a state assembly person or a state senator or a federal elected official or an organization, a Democratic club, a retiree club, send that letter to me and Michelle at the organization. And then we, of course, will put that up on this page. I want to be able to show that we have organizational support. Like we have AARP, we have the RPEA, which is the Retired Public Employees Association for the state of New York. We have a couple union letters that we will be posting soon. So we want to make sure that those come out, that those are put up so other people see the support that we have. You know, Deb, I think Justin is about Justin. I don't think Justin's about the people that elected him. You know, look, when you're an elected official or a union leader, right, you are basically hired by the people to do a job for them, to represent them. And this is what bothers me, when they forget that these people that put them there expect that they represent them properly, not that they do the bidding for an organization because they give them money. That just means then that they're a bought politician, which is exactly why the people around the mayor are starting to crumble. You know, if it comes out that he bought his mayoralty, that's really ugly. Hey, Anthony, I wish I could run for mayor. I don't live in New York. I mean, I know everyone jokes and says this mayor didn't live in New York either. He lived in New Jersey, but I'd have to probably move in with Carol, and she'd probably kill me after a week.
No, you would just go crazy from my music choices.
Probably.
Barry Manilow.
Oh my God, you're nuts.
Never said anything else.
I think we go to Brannon's summer concert series in the park and sing him our song.
Which one? We're not going to take it?
Oh my God. I cannot believe you're quoting Quiet Riot.
Dee Snider from Baldwin. Who knows him? People, some retirees had to go to high school with him. get him to come and be at one of our rallies.
Renee Dinnerstein, yes, Jamal Bowman would fall into that category. If you have a letter or something from Jamal, yes, please send it to us. I will put that up on our page. I know he's tweeted, but I would have to go find those tweets and snapshot them, but a letter on his letterhead would actually be preferable. Douglas Melzer, I don't think the appellate division hears cases during the summer. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure on that, so I'll get back to you on that. Shelley, yes, we were actually teasing the mayor. Everyone at the rally was saying he should run for mayor. So I think that'd be an interesting if he chose to do that. Serena Mia, anything new with James Davis? I understand he's jiving on 1099. I have nothing. He's never responded to me. Sorry. James Davis is PSC for those who don't know. Since this is really age discrimination, should we try to get the Department of Aging involved? So the Department of Aging, if you're talking Arlene, the New York City Office of Aging, she is an appointed position. We have tried to meet with her and discuss this with her, and we have been ignored. Remind Brannon that his opponent in November is already on board. Actually, I did remind him of that this morning when I tagged them both in that post on Twitter. Don't worry, John, I already got that covered. I was still horizontal and I was already getting snarky. Lots of ugly politics these days. Yes, Roberta, you're correct. Vince Vitale, can anyone put out a letter to Cardinal Dolan and get him on board? Someone did actually send the Cardinal a letter, and that didn't, right? That didn't go anywhere.
Correct. We tried that.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa Pizzatola, my cousine. We have ways to prove residency with the same last name, woman. Yes, we do. Oh, wait, the 3rd Avenue Summer Stroll in Bay Ridge is next Friday. Well, the Bay Ridge Stroll, whoever's in Bay Ridge or in the vicinity of Bay Ridge or doesn't mind visiting Bay Ridge, go stroll with Ellen.
That reminds me of another song, but this would go before you were even conceived, Marianne. Let's go strolling. Never mind. It was an American Bandstand era.
Okay.
In the
Wendy Beck,
50s.
Barry is a graduate of Eastern District High School Public School in Williamsburg, or used to be. See, you have some Barry fans on here.
Oh, yes, of course we do.
Renee Dinnerstein, I don't have a letter from Jamal, but I have text messages. I'm not sure protocol about sharing text. No, I don't want that. I want, if you would be since you have a friendship there, if you would just ask his office for a formal letter on letterhead, I would like that to put on our website. You and Carol both have a connection to him as well, so. We won the case on the TRO, but does the case still have to be heard on the merits? Mary O'Rourke, yes. And though also that could be no. The attorneys would have to agree that the judge can decide the case on the merits just on the briefs, or did they insist on having oral arguments? And that hasn't been resolved yet. We're comfortable. I'm not quite sure what the city's comfort level is. How about the Pope? You know, I woke up this morning to listening to a West Wing scene where this overly religious woman was in West Wing. And if you don't know, remember that TV show, it was really very good. It was one of my mom's favorites. And she was quoting Bible quotes to him and passages of, I guess it was anti-LGBTQ. And then he started coming back to her with other arcane Bible passages, is reading like Leviticus and showing her, are those okay? Like, you know, stoning my brother, or, you know, another member of his staff who chose to work on the Sabbath, he be put to death because he's chosen to work on the Sabbath? Like, there's no reason to hold that as law. And I think with some of the rhetoric that comes out of the mayor, I think some of that needs to be pushed back on. I'm not quite sure how, but interesting concept. Noticed how Adrienne Adams loved wearing her healthcare hero tee during the Pride parade. Shame on her. I was equally disturbed by that too. She's definitely not a healthcare hero. If you happen to have a picture of her in that t-shirt, please send it to me. Linda Zucker-Melian remembers that song you were singing, Carol.
Thank you.
I can't look her in the face. I can't look at the mayor's face either, Jeanette. So, you know, I think eventually we're going to have to end up making a rally day. We're probably going to have to do two rallies, two separate days. One day we're going to have to go to her district, even if she's not there. And then the next day, probably outside Justin Brannan's district. And then I think another day, tell me how you guys feel about going to Gracie Mansion. Like if we were to meet up at Gracie Mansion either in the morning or in the afternoon, like you know, 5, 6 o'clock or something. It's an out of the way area. It is not convenient to get to, and it is a bit of a walk. But if we can get a group of people that would be willing to start taking this to doorsteps, I think this is the next step that we have to take. Until it gets a little bit cooler, this might be a strategy. So summer streets are open in many neighborhoods and many are run by PAL and other groups. A good way to talk to actives. That's a good idea. Start to be your own advocates on the street. What do you think about giving informational flyers at street festivals? Yes, Renee, we have always said that. We should still have flyers up on our website. If our case gets delayed through summer, will we still have, yes, you will still have senior care after September 1st. They can't do anything with it until a judge makes a decision. What are the 3 lawsuits? I know the current one and the copay one. What's the third? So the third is actually an appeal to the New York State Court of Appeals on the very first case. That's our third case. Did we get a TRO or did we get a temporary injunction? We got a preliminary injunction. The standard for that is higher and it lasts a little bit longer. Carol, Barry is nice and soothing, but still think we need a fight song. And
yeah, Dee Snyder, we're not going to take it.
She gives another link, but I don't want to click it right now because I'm going through questions. I'll go back and look at it. Can we do a rally at other locations to try to spread the word? Well, Vince, we're trying to talk about that. We're talking about taking it to districts. That would mean like you would have to meet us at like in Jamaica area where Adrienne Adams' office is, or Brooklyn in front of Justin Brannan's office. And it doesn't matter if they're not there, their staff would be there. And if not, you make enough of a noise, people will call and the press will come and you're there, right? And these are typically in neighborhoods. So, I mean, you got to be kind of polite and proper like we always are, but you know. I can get to Gracie Mansion. That's still an idea. I mean, it's been a while since I've been there, but I know a bunch of our friends were there on Thursday night at the Puerto Rican event, honorary event on Thursday. Dan Murray, Speaker Adams claims 1099 would interfere with collective bargaining and the union. She needs to be called down on that lie. Dan, we have repeatedly said this out loud, and I even said it at the rally on Thursday. So the 12-126 of the Administrative Code was legislated after the New York State Taylor Law and after collective bargaining law. If it was illegal, it would have been illegal in 1967 when it was legislated by the City Council. If it was illegal at any of the dozens of times that it was amended from 1977 all the way up to 2001, it would have been challenged and it should have been decided upon by a judge. It's never been challenged, ever. And especially if this is illegal, pass the damn law. Let them challenge it and let a judge decide where it's supposed to be decided upon. That should be your answer. That's good, Carol. Carol Scagnelli, 9th commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not lie. Borelli's doorstep would be great. I guess we're taking a ferry to Staten Island.
We could do that and then take a bus or a couple of lifts out to his office.
I guess
We're
we
downtown enough near City Hall. It's not that much further down. Get a nice Mr. Softy on the way.
I guess we're going to Staten Island. We could plan that, like where we'll say we're gonna meet. We'll meet at wherever. We're gonna have to figure this all out because I am really not a public transportation savvy person. To start to hit some of these in the mornings and in the afternoons. Like let's do like 2 a day, and we can come into the city, do like a 2 or 3 day sprint where we do like Borelli in the afternoon, in the morning, do Borelli Staten Island in the morning, because as everyone's going to work, then we can take the ferry back to Staten Island. There'd be nobody on it, basically, right? Go to his office in Staten Island. Then we can go to like David Carr's office. That would be 2, because he's the only other one that's not on the bill, right? And Camila, we can go to Camila Hanks. She's also in Staten Island. So get ourselves around. We can probably rent a shuttle bus or something when we're there, or I don't know, figure it out. And then what would be the next one? Come back and then target a few in Manhattan, and then everybody
Right.
go home at dinner time. We need a day of lobby. That's what we need. Like when we would go to Congress and do that. All right, put on the to-do list. We need a shuttle bus.
Well,
A
just
shuttle
for
bus for the
Staten
day.
Island.
No,
Oh, for the whole day to go across the Verrazano, etc.
yeah, yeah, we need something like that, because they're not gonna, I mean, there's a lot of hours in the day, right? So if we even try to do, if we do the 3, or just do a Staten Island day, you mean? So we
Yeah.
can do Camila Hanks, David Carr, and Joe Borelli, and take like 50 people to his office. Whatever the bus holds, 50, 60 people, 75 people. All right, let's start getting bus quotes. It would pick us up at City Hall, which might be an easy location. And then,
But then it's got to go through Brooklyn to the Verrazano. What if we had it meet us at the ferry terminal on the Staten Island side and just shuttle bus us around Staten Island?
like a school bus or something.
Yeah,
All right, let's look
actually, that would be funny if we got a yellow bus because of the teachers and all of that. Well,
all right, let's try that. York Avenue bus goes 1 block away from Gracie Mansion.
Gracie Mansion. That's the M31.
I'm glad you know this. Gracie Mansion would get the attention of Adam's neighbors. All right, so for a thumbs up, everyone give me a thumbs up because there's 350 of you watching. Thumbs up if you're okay to go to Gracie Mansion. I got one thumb, two thumbs, three thumbs. Okay, I got a bunch of thumbs.
All the people who were talking about Julie Menon, she's on 72nd in York. I think it's
Is that
72nd.
nearby?
Yeah, like about 14 blocks. on the
So then we could have, we
Avenue.
could do we can do a day like that where we would go to Gracie Mansion for like an hour and then take the bus to Julie Menon's office for another hour.
Take the city bus or walk, depending on how.
I don't know who's gonna be able to walk
people-
14 blocks.
Oh, come on, what are you? Well,
Okay.
some people have different issues.
You would have to pack an extra Malamar.
It's out of season. I'll take pictures. Leave me alone.
Okay, who, with a show of thumbs, who wants to go to Staten Island? Okay, who, now let's do another one. So there's some support for both of those. Who wants to go to Adrian Adams' office in Jamaica?
Maybe. I'm not sure how I would get there. I don't do trains anymore. Thank you, Alvin Bragg.
Okay. So I think it's gonna be the first two trips would be Staten Island and Manhattan.
And then on the Manhattan day, we can go over to the west side and see Gail Brewer. On the west side.
Who had some not so nice things to say about me last week. I had to corner that lady in the
And
elevator.
Gail Brewer is not 25 years old.
Nope, she's one of the, actually, I think she is the matriarch. She is the
I
matriarch of
think
the
she
council.
is, yeah.
Yeah, Jamaica. So those would be the three locations. Make sure you like Browning's page so you can comment on his BS. Thank you, Jeanette. How about a rally outside de Blasio's house? He started this fraud. I don't know where he lives.
Park Slope.
I don't know if that would really be helpful, but
Going near somebody's home is a
not a
little
great
bit-
idea.
Yeah,
But if you have his phone number, I'd be glad to call him and ask him if he decides to change his mind now. I want to donate, but not online. Can I send a check to who and where? So Helene Weller, please go to our website, nycretirees.org. The address to where you can mail your check to is on there. That all checks must be made out to the organization, not the accountant, and sent to the accountant to do the deposit. But that is on our website. Also at District Talus, we can make it clear that if the council member doesn't support us, we won't vote for the council member, and our families won't vote for the council member, and our friends won't vote for the council member. Lisa Lauren says they're out of session until January. I think she's speaking of the Court of Appeals. Wonderful, because Borelli is getting too arrogant. There's an app to help with that. It's called Hop Stop. Oh, I'll have to look at that.
forgot about that.
Hop Stop. What it tells you what bus or train to get on and off. Okay. Arlene Weiss, bus number 31, get anywhere on 57th Street, goes to York and 87th, a block away. That's what you were just saying, right?
Yes.
The Q train goes to East 86th Street and 2nd Avenue. Elderly people in wheelchairs blocking traffic. Robert, I love that idea, and I have been pushed back on that for a very long time. Carol can tell you, but I am pushing forward with that idea, but it's going to have to be for fall, because if we are, blocking traffic somewhere, I don't want you sitting on the hot pavement and passing out. So I'm going to have to wait for fall. Instead of a pub crawl, do a public service crawl to city council members' offices. I love that idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, Wendy. We're probably gonna have to do it by bus, but I just saw a post. Sometimes people pretend you're a bad person, so don't feel guilty about the things they did to you.
They do those things for their own ends. It does not necessarily mean that they disagree with us, with Marianne, with this whole undertaking, but they want to look good to a specific group of people. It's like people who say they're going to vote one way, and then when they're in the voting booth, they vote the opposite of what they say outwardly. But with the city council, when they hold a vote, it is public. It is not secret ballot.
Consider traffic conditions, especially on the belt. I was itinerant covering all 5 boroughs. Traffic can delay the best plans. Maybe some senior centers might be supportive. Some have buses. Ellen, Hunter has a journalism program, and while I don't know anyone there, maybe one of us does. I don't know, but you could always call and ask. I did not know the city owns millions of dollars in artwork. I did not know that. Good Italian food on Staten Island.
What's that restaurant where is it still there? Enoteca, I think, where every week it's a different chef in the kitchen from different countries.
I don't know.
And we can go there and eat like great.
Judy Diorio says Adrienne Adams is the key to the bill passing. Yes, she is. And I know you weren't all that keen on going to Jamaica, but I think we're not going to have a choice. So start trying to agreeing to do that, because I think that's where this has to go.
I'll look on Hopstop and see if there's a express bus that goes near her.
I don't know, a Monday. You need to make sure it's something that she does. It's a day that she doesn't have to be in the council for, and then you go to her district. Yes, you can make a Zelle or PayPal donation. Our website is nycretirees.org. Linda says de Blasio's too busy dating now. Oh my gosh. And they never vote for the council member, even when they run for another office. Anyone contacted Justin Brannan, he no longer responds to me. Well, this is when you need to start tagging him and saying that on Facebook or Twitter. You need to go and say, Councilman, I've emailed you or called you. You no longer answer me. What's the deal? Do you stand with retirees or do you not? And then also when you do that, tag Ari Kagan, because Ari's running against him. That would probably end up being your next vote. Think Adrienne Adams' rally is better than Greasy Mansion. I tend to agree with you, Beverly, Carol. I agree with you.
Did you say Gracie Mansion or Greasy Mansion?
Better than Gracie Mansion. Gracie. Leave me alone.
Drink
My daughter
coffee.
is friends with Gail Brewer. What exactly needs to be said to her? That she needs to be on board? Oh,
Sign
trust
the
me, she
pledge.
heard me loud and clear in the elevator the other day. She couldn't hide. We were in a 6x6 box. Trust me. And everybody else in the elevator heard me too. And then she ran.
She's got to sign the pledge and move from the bad side of the chart to
Doesn't
the
need to sign the
good
pledge.
side.
She needs to sign onto 1099. That's what she needs
Okay.
to sign. She needs to sign onto 1099.
And move to the proper side of the chart.
Yeah. No
Move her
blocking traffic, the worst
photograph.
PR we could have for the pub. Sorry, Kathy, that's probably what's going to happen because they're not listening. At some point, we've been doing this for 2 years. When I think we stop traffic, I think we close a bridge, take the tunnel, we do something crazy. Kind of. Everyone's like, no, don't do that. Just block the traffic. Okay, we'll block traffic. I don't know. You don't, yep, I think we do, Ellen. Sorry, hate to tell you. I think we crossed the Brooklyn Bridge. About the power of our votes, it's complicated in New York City. Not every council member is facing what's called a competitive election in November. In many districts, the huge majority of constituents belong to one political party. Therefore, winning the primary means the council member has virtually won the general election. I don't know. I think if there's an ability to write in a candidate, just write in, retirees or something. They'll have to come up with something. But see, you don't say it's free health insurance. That's where you need to move away from that. She says, unfortunately, there's so much negative feeling from the public towards retirees having free health insurance. It's not free. You have to keep saying that. I don't use the word free. You never hear me say it's free. And whenever you hear people saying stuff like that, you have to press upon it, walk it back. Don't let them get away with it. We should see if there are any concerts near the parks where Browning is located. Politicians are always out shaking hands. It's a good idea. Adrian Adams is whipping the entire council. Brooklyn Bridge is a great idea. Stay away from drawbridges. Do we have any drawbridges left? I don't think so. The last bridge I remember that was like a turning bridge was the 3rd Avenue Bridge. I don't even know if that's a turning bridge anymore. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think they changed them all. Back in the 70s, all the drawbridges were locked open on a strike. It was like 1971. No. Hey, Janet, I'm totally okay with being arrested to keep my health care. You'd only get a desk appearance ticket and you'd probably get a sympathetic judge. Metropolitan Avenue has a little turn bridge. Oh, that's right. Yes, our healthcare is an IOU from the city for years that they suck blood out of employees. We always say it's a form of deferred compensation. Yeah, I think that's the 3rd Avenue Bridge, Ellen. I don't think there was another one. The Gowanus in Brooklyn is a drawbridge?
I think that might be, I haven't been there for about 2-3 years.
Yes, yes, that's the strike I'm talking about. Local 237, 231, at 924, they all locked open the bridges during that strike in like 1971. Is there a way to find out how much money the unions give individual council members and use that info? I honestly, that's a great idea, Lori, and I don't know how to find that. I have to ask Sue. She might be able to tell me how to do it. Adrian Adams City Council office is located in Rochdale Village Shopping Center, 16590 Baisley Boulevard, Rochdale. Okay, that sounds good. We could definitely do that. Oh yeah, Sonia says there's drawbridges on the hutch. I did not realize we still had all these drawbridges. Holy cow. Jane Fonda gets arrested all the time. Does she still get arrested? I don't know. I spoke to Brandon personally at the last Bay Ridge concert. Yes, he's always there. He absolutely assured me that his name was definitely going to bill on Intro 1099, going to be on Intro. Kathleen, I am not seeing that. I think he blew smoke up your butt, to be honestly, because the emails I'm getting is that he's telling other people he's with us, but litigate this, he's not signing the bill. So if you spoke to him, I would definitely say, when are you getting on the legislation? Because you told me you were getting on it. And I would start email him and copying me, and let's see what he says to that. Or tag him on Facebook or Twitter and tag me. So I got Barry Feinstein's picture on my wall, Julia. I talked to him on my wall. I have Victor Gottbaum, Al Shanker. There, I was like, these are real labor leaders, not, unfortunately, the disgraceful leadership we have today. Borelli's office told me the legislative lawyers are saying that 1099 is not legal. Karen Shallow Cohen, you asked Borelli to specifically cite how it's not legal to you. I want it in writing. No one's been able to give it to us. You tell him, if you're going to tell me it's illegal, please tell me exactly how and what law and what section it violates. You want to know. Don't just say it violates collective bargaining. Tell me how it violates collective bargaining. That's what we want to know. Push back. Don't accept that. Just because someone says something to you doesn't mean that it's real. Prove it. We prove everything that we say. Ask him to prove it. How is it illegal? Where is it illegal? Give me the law that it violates and tell me what provision of that law is violated. And how would this bill violate it? It doesn't. Say what I told you to say. 12-126 was legislated by the city council. It was 12-126 was put into law after the New York State Taylor Law and after New York City collective bargaining. It's not illegal. There's been dozens of amendments made by the city council. It's not illegal. Even in 2000, when Mayor Giuliani wrote a memo and told the council members, you can't do this legislation that would allow you to keep Medicare B reimbursement up to the Medicare rate because it's illegal. It violates a Taylor Law. It violates collective bargaining. They still passed it in 2001. That's why you have full reimbursement of Medicare B, and yet it's never been challenged, and it still stands today, 20-something years later. I don't buy that. That's just a load of malarkey. Joni Schaffhauser Schlegel, you're all simply amazing. Takes my breath away. Donated my kidney to my son, and I'm having a tough time. Joni, you worry about you. The rest of us are out here. We got this. You keep watching, talking, doing what you're doing. Don't donate your kidney to your son is huge. You take care of yourself and your son. So Christine Benton Marzo, how about Republican clubs, especially on Staten Island? I have to go through my email because there are 2 letters from Republican clubs in my email. I need to dig them out and put them up on a page. We have asked Joe, our amazing web guy, to put up these letters of support. Those are all these ones that we're getting from state, federal, and clubs are going up on there. So we're going to try to give you that tool to use. How can members that are not signed up for the lawsuit help? My dad is battling cancer and cannot be involved, but will lose healthcare if it goes through. Doctors told him they will not take Medicare Advantage. Chelsea Garcia, all you really need to do is just, you are a member. We consider you as all members, you're retirees. So if you want to make a donation, go to our website, nycretirees.org. There's 5 different ways to make a donation there. Let's do a flash mob, stand in different areas, and then we start clapping and we create a chant, show attention. Can't believe about Gail Brewer. I remember her saying she was with us. Of course they did, David. They all say it. They're still not there. I mean, Joe Borelli has amnesia because his staff definitely said to us, get the bill to the floor and we'll be behind it. Peter Spencer said it directly to my face. Just get it to the bill, get it to the floor. We'll get behind it. He said it on the phone. Borelli's office assured me they would email me how our law is illegal. This was a conversation a month ago. Crickets. Of course, because they can't say it. Keep pushing them, though. Push them, push them, push them. Call them every day. Tell me how. You still haven't told me how it's illegal. If it's not illegal, then if you can't put it in writing, then it's not illegal. It carries no weight. You can't just say it is something and then tell them if it is illegal, pass the darn bill anyway. I mean, look, Borelli actually passed a bill to have what do you call those? Like chimneys. What do you call that? Like outdoor what the heck? A what? What the heck is that thing? Open fire. You couldn't have these like these fire pits. You couldn't have fire pits in New York. And so he passed a bill, even though it was illegal to have fire pits, he passed a bill that in certain areas of the city, you can have a fire pit. He changed a law and made something illegal legal. We've changed laws doing that all the time. Before it wasn't, people were saying it's not illegal to have same-sex relationships. Well, we've changed that too. We could do whatever we want to do, but it isn't illegal. And the fact is that they can't put it in writing. It's not real. They're using it as an excuse and it's just a crutch. Honestly, I think he's doing the mayor's work for him because why else would he? If he has no problem, Borelli has absolutely no problem sending me a nasty email telling me that our union sold us out. Well, if you know our union sold us out, you put an amicus in our case. That means that you realize what's happening is wrong, but you won't pass a bill that would actually protect people. You're making them solve their own problems by themselves. Don't tell me you're supporting me when you're not doing anything to support me. If you have the courage to put an amicus in our case, have the courage to sign on to a bill to protect the very people that are protecting themselves. It's just, to me, it's just hot air. So Joe, I actually called Betsy the other day. She was supposed to call me back and she and I have been playing phone tag for a while. If you know her personally, please reach out to her. But she and I actually did have a conversation last week, but she does have to get back to me. You don't have to block the Belt Parkway or the Cross Bronx, as they're already blocked 24 hours a day.
No, come on, that's an exaggeration. 23 and a half.
Is it possible to give us a small rebuttal statement to read with the facts? I'm not sure I'm citing things correctly with all the bill names and numbers, but thanks, you're doing an awesome job. I'll see if I add that to my to-do list. But whenever we're talking about this, have pen and paper and then just go back and repeat the video and just play it over again. All the points are here. Maxine Diamond Spindell, I will look through my messenger, but I'm telling you, I have 53 text messages from before this live started. I don't even want, I have 40 voicemails I can't even get back to. It might get 3,000 emails a day. It is impossible to answer all of this. So be patient. I'll eventually get to you. Let's find a lighthouse in New York so you can come back and run for something. You know, I love lighthouses. Yes, you remember.
There are lighthouses.
I know. I look all the time to buy one.
There's the Lighthouse Museum on Staten Island.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be up for sale for me to move into it. Borelli is probably friends with Mulgrew and they live on Staten Island. And I do want you to know, I understand that that Borelli is also really supporting what the mayor's doing. He just doesn't want to say it. I was told he supports what the mayor is doing. Let's hire a little plane to fly over New York beaches with the little banner calling out council members. We'd have to find out what that costs. I don't know what that would, I don't even know who does that. No idea. Tell us what to say when non-New York City retirees, why should you get free healthcare when everyone else pays for it? You then have to tell them, I paid for it by giving up years of zero wage increases and taking reduced income in order to pay for my healthcare.
I know, like prepaid.
Mayor Koch used to say all the time, he was very proud of his labor relations office, including Bob Lynn, for making sure that his raises that went to municipal workers was less than inflation. Tells you something.
Kind of like, if you look at it, we prepaid for this coverage all the years we were working, and now they're trying to take away what we already bought.
Laura, I agree with you 100%. Laura says, I heard someone talk that Borelli hopes to work in the mayor's office. Yes, because right now he makes about $150,000 a year. The only way he can get a raise in a different job, because I think he's time limited in his position, is to move up to the mayor's office where he would make $250,000 a year. Makes sense since Borelli's office consistently sounds sweet towards Eric Adams. The amicus brief he signed does appear to be window dressing and a way to get around us. Won't stop calling him though. Thank you. Beachbanners.com does the flying app. Write that down, beachbanners.com. Let's check that out too. Why are we not trying to legally protect our Part B reimbursement? Well, Giuseppe Armati, there's really nothing right now in jeopardizing it. There's nothing legally to do about it. You haven't been harmed. Years we have supported city workers, the one who lift up the city king. What about our current New York City employees contacting these current employees that will have it? Well, you know what, Joyce? you tell me how to reach the active workers. We've been trying that for 2 years. They're listening to their union presidents. They're not listening to us.
Mary Ann, it's almost noontime. I'm gonna have to,
Yeah, I want to end because we've been doing this, what now, 10,
an
well,
hour and a
2 hours.
half.
So listen, guys, we're what I want to tell you is just keep doing what you've been doing. We'll put up the new homework assignment for Monday. You can still send those emails out all weekend long. Try to refrain from using the word retiree when you're using emails to city council. You use like former city worker or something like that. If you use the word retiree, we've already seen Joe Borelli admit that he is using a filter, and any email with the word retiree goes to garbage. So, and that he posted on Twitter. Keep your donations coming in. If you want to run a little donation campaign within your circles, ask them to, match your donation. That would be a beautiful thing. We know we have a very long road ahead of us in litigation terms. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to our pit crew, which is Joe Pinard and Lee Rottenberg, for helping us at these rallies. They are truly my boots on the ground. Jack Latore as well. Thank you very, 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 very much. And keep putting that positive pressure. Don't get negative with the council persons. They need to understand what they're doing is absolutely wrong. They need to get onto intro 1099, as Councilman Barron said. Give us your 1099, right?
It's a funny number,
I know. So
because we don't get W-2s anymore. We get 1099-R forms.
yeah. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, David. You rock too. And Christine says, as an active member, you might want to visit. Yeah, she keeps posting the same post. So thank you guys for everything. You have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. And then let you know what we're doing, what event or something will happen next. Otherwise, we just need to continue that pressure campaign on the city council. City council, civil service and labor committee is going to come next. And then also your community boards. If you live in the 5 boroughs, please pressure your community boards to do a resolution to come out in support of of intro 1099 and protecting your Medicare. Have a great day, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.